Hey everyone, it's your friend Shannon. I'm coming at you today with a little chit chat, get ready with me. I get a lot of questions about what sort of makeup I use and what my everyday look consists of. I usually get a few compliments, the face usually looks glowy and that my makeup looks pretty good. So I just wanted to show you guys what that is today and just talk about a couple things. So to get started, I've already washed my face, used a toner, put on eye cream, and put on my morning moisturizer that I use. I don't use a makeup primer. I just make sure that whatever moisturizer that I use in the morning is light so that it's not too heavy because it's gonna be going under makeup. So I also use a sugar scrub that I have here. It's by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. He has really good sugar scrubs. It's the Velour Lip Scrubs, and this one is in Blueberry Pie. So I just use this on my lips. It's totally vegan and it's food grade, so you can just put it on your lips and then lick it right off. And they usually taste pretty yummy too. And then I follow that up with some sort of chapstick, and right now I'm just using this little Beauty and the Beast lip smacker emoji one of Belle. So I usually use a little chapstick for that. So to get started as well, I'm gonna be using a Original Beauty blender. Now this is washed and I just washed it this morning, but as you can see, beauty blenders tend to stain very easily. So I assure you that it's been washed and it's wet. So you want to make sure that if you are using a makeup sponge like this, that it's wet, because if you don't wet it first, then it's going to absorb more of the product that you're putting on it since it's a sponge. So as far as the actual foundation that I use It Cosmetics CC cream, and I use it in the shade Fair because I am pretty pale. So I use it in the shade Fair. They don't have that many shades, which sort of sucks, but I just love the way that it looks on my skin, and it also adds extra skin benefits, because it is a CC cream. So I've noticed ever since I've been using it the last, I'd say 7 to 8 months, it's actually just improved the quality of my skin. Don't pay attention to the breakouts that are currently happening. I'm in this weird stage where I usually wouldn't wash my face in the morning and I would just use a toner, and then I'd wash my face at night. But because I've been working out 5 days a week, it started to, all that sweat with me not washing it off in the morning, I don't know why I didn't think that I would need to do that, but it sort of just created this backlog of clogged pores. So I'm just trying to deal with that right now. But, so don't ignore that. I mean, don't mind that. I'm just gonna take one pump of the CC cream. That's honestly all I need. I'm just gonna put it onto the back of my hand, okay? And then what I usually do is I just dot it with my finger. You just wanna make sure that your fingers are clean. And I just go around my face and I just dot it just like this. I'm on the nose. I am actually using the viewfinder right now. So I apologize if I'm not looking directly into the camera. So while I'm doing this, what's going on in my world? Well, one of my best friend's wedding is this weekend, so that's exciting. Okay. Before I talk more about that, I take my beauty blender and I just take off the extra product that's on my finger and the extra product that's on the back of my hand, just to get it more in the sponge. And then I just bounce it. So yeah, her wedding is this weekend. It's actually on Saturday. We're heading out to her place tomorrow morning, and by we I mean all the bridesmaids. And we're just gonna drive there together because where she's having her wedding, it's actually sort of far out, in the country a little bit, and you tend to lose signal on your GPS when you get out that far. So instead of just relying solely on the GPS, I'm gonna follow her to make sure I don't get lost. I'm also just gonna dab a little bit down here on the, on this big one I got going on. Perfect time for a wedding, right? Just get, you know, some pimples. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be so pretty. It's gonna be such a pretty wedding. I will say, to get into the nitty-gritty of that, it's been, I'm so, like, again, I'm just so excited for her wedding, and I love her, and I can't wait to celebrate her and her fiance Mike, like, all weekend. But it has brought back memories for me of when I got married, and it's bringing back memories of the divorce and memories of my ex and all that stuff. And let me just preface that by saying I don't want my ex back. God, no. I'm not even gonna get into the details of everything that happened in that relationship, but it was emotionally and mentally abusive. He cheated on me, and he is currently with the girl that he cheated on me with, and he got her hired where I work. So that's just a little basis of that. But yeah, so I kind of see, I usually have to see them a couple times a month, I'd say. So it's not too bad, but still, it's more than I would like. Okay, I'm gonna check something. So the girl that's having her wedding this weekend, Brandy, she actually made me this mirror for my birthday that says "You're beautiful" on it. Isn't that cute? So I figured I'd use it in today's video, and I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna check. Make sure it's even coverage. Okay, cool. Okay, so next, what I use as a concealer is Tarte Shape Tape, and I use this in the shade Porcelain Beige, which I believe is their lightest shade, unless they added more shades, but I don't think they did. And then I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna dot it in my under eye, under here, like that, and here, like that. It's very thick, so you really don't need too much of it. If you watch other beauty gurus, then they tend to sweep it down below here to give like a highlighting effect. And I used to do that too, but I stopped doing it because I found that I don't really need it, so I just don't do it anymore. Also, if you just heard thudding, my cat Lil's Bugs currently has the zoomies and is running back and forth from the bedroom to the living room, which is where I'm at currently, so enjoy that. But yeah, so it's just brought back some memories. Like, I had a dream about him last night. And again, it's like, I guess that's normal to, especially because we finalized we've been separated since July of 2017. And I've been living on my own since July of 2017. But we didn't finalize the divorce until December of last year. So it's still kind of fresh in terms of everything fully being over, if that makes sense. So, you know, just like attending a wedding and doing wedding festivities, it's just been a little bit hard. I mean, nothing too outrageous, but it does bring back some stuff, you know? But it's okay. I'm okay, guys. I'm okay, I promise. Okay, so see how it just brightens it? Like, just a little bit. It is a bit lighter than the It Cosmetics CC cream that I use. It's just a touch lighter, so it already gives that highlighting effect anyway and sort of brightens up my eye area without it looking too weird, without it being too much of a color difference. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you're looking to brighten up your eye area, then get a lighter concealer than what your foundation or CC cream or whatever you use is. So next, we need to set our under eye. So for that, she just got the zoomies again. So for that, I also use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics setting powder, and it's in translucent. This is really great. It has a nice little sweet smell to it. It smells a little bit like cotton candy. And what I do is I just, since it's like a shaker, I just shake it out into the lid. So if you don't like scents in your products, I totally get that. Like if you have sensitive skin or anything. But it's not too bad. It's not overwhelming. And then I just tap it underneath my eye. I just go and dip back in, tap it underneath the other eye. Okay. And then I also go on top. For me personally, I actually tend to crease in my under eye almost all the time, no matter what setting powder I use or concealer I use. I just seem to always crease down there. So I can't really speak to whether this setting powder prevents creasing, because it just personally for me, it always does. I have a lot of wrinkles in my under eye and around. Like I have the crow's feet already when I smile. See? So, which is fine. I mean, I'm not mad about it, but it just means that I can't really speak to how well this product prevents creasing. So what I'm doing is I just went over the areas that tend to either crease the most, which is under here, or my nose, which gets oily. I have an oily T-zone. So I also put some on my forehead and then dabbed a little on my chin, and then whatever was left over on the brush, which is just excess, then I just sort of dabbed around my entire face. I don't like to use a lot of setting powder, especially in the winter, around my whole face, because I have combination skin. So while my T-zone is oily, the rest of my face can get dry. So I always have to make sure that I'm staying really hydrated as well. Okay, so what else do I want to talk about? I can make a whole story time about what happened with the ex, if that ever interests anybody. But what do I want to do next? Eyebrows. Let's do eyebrows next. So aside from the wedding, I do have a little bit of a weight loss update. So yesterday, I weighed myself. Oh, hold on. So I'm using It Cosmetics Brow Power in the universal shade. So I'm lucky enough to where their universal shade actually pretty much identically matches my eyebrows. So I didn't have to like go on a hunt and try to find a shade that matched my eyebrow hair. But you may have to do that. So It Cosmetics works for me, but Benefit has a lot of different eyebrow pencils as well. So be on the lookout for that. So what I do first is I just take the spoolie and I just sort of brush out each side of my eyebrow. Just like that, just brush it. And then I take the other end, the end with the actual pencil, and I'm gonna lean in a little bit for you guys. And then I just take it and I just sort of go over the natural curvature of my eyebrow. My eyebrow naturally arches, so I don't really pluck too much. If I do, it's just to get those stray hairs out of the way. So I just sort of fill it in like that. And then brush it out again, just to make sure it's a little bit even. See, it doesn't do too much. Like if you're looking at this side versus this side, it's not too much of a difference, which is why I like it, because it's not drastic. And I just go on the other side. So my weight loss update. So I weighed in yesterday and I had gained 3 pounds since the last time I weighed in. And I was like, what the heck? What's going on? I was upset because oh, sorry about that. I have my, if you heard that horn just now, I have my bedroom window open. But I had gained 3 pounds when I stepped on the scale. And I was like, what the heck? I've been doing so good. I've been on a roll. Every time that I got on the scale, it was dropping in number. So I was really excited. But I weighed in again today and I was 2 pounds down from that yesterday, so I'm really just fluctuating. So, which happens naturally. So nothing to worry about there. I'm not gonna be on track this weekend because of the wedding, which is, I mean, that's okay. So I'm not gonna be on track this weekend, but I'll just have to get back on track when I get back from the wedding. So not too big of a deal. Then for what I use in my crease, which is actually gonna need to change soon, because I'm running out of the shade. I use it so much that I've more than hit pan on it, okay? Like, there's really not much product left in it. But it's from the Tartelette and Bloom palette, and it's the shade Rocker, which I'll show you, but you're not really gonna be able to see the color. So literally, I'm not kidding, guys, like, there's only a little bit of product left in this pan in the edges, and I continue to just use it because I love the color so much, and I've barely touched the other colors in this palette. But I basically just take a little bit in this crease brush that I have here, and I just take a little bit, and I just go up right in the crease right here. I blend out in little circles, just sort of up and over, pull it down a little bit, just like this. So, not too bad. Pretty easy. See? And it just adds depth. And that's why I like it. It adds depth without it being too over the top, you know? It's not a full-faced makeup look, you know? I didn't beat my face to the gods, you know? So, which I can do that too if I need to, but this is my everyday go-to look right here. I'm just gonna have to start using a different shade very soon. But I still like the basic concept of it, where it's just putting it in the crease and creating a nice, just added depth to the eye. It's also a nice shimmery shade a little bit, shimmery without being too glittery. And I would love if Tarte could just sell this eyeshadow separately instead of having it be in the Tartelette and Bloom palette. But, oh well, maybe one day, hopefully. So that's done. That's literally all I do with my eyeshadow. I am gonna put a little bit of highlighter on my brow bone, which we'll see in a minute here. So next, what I do is my highlight. I save my mascara for last, just because I move around a lot, like when I'm doing my makeup, and if the mascara is wet, then it's gonna get on to my under eye or up here, which sometimes it does anyway, let's be real. But I try to avoid it as much as I can. So I'm gonna take this brush that I use for a highlighter, and I'm gonna go into the Tarteist Pro Glow palette, which is kind of dirty, I'm sorry. You can tell I use it. But I actually got this in a FabFitFun box. I don't remember which one it was, but I love FabFitFun. That's the only subscription box that I use. It gives you full-size products, and it does anything from, like, you can get jewelry, you can get scars, you can get makeup, you can get skincare, you can get lotion. I mean, just so much stuff. So if you're on the fence about subscribing to a box like that and you weren't sure which one to go with, I always recommend FabFitFun. It's so good. Obviously not sponsored. I am not sponsored by FabFitFun. But so I'm gonna go into the lighter side of the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. Oh, I'm sorry, there's like a glare. But the shade of the middle, again, you can see that I use it all the time, is Stunner. And actually, they sell that shade separately. So I already bought a shade, a little separate compartment for that when this one runs out, because I love this as a highlight for my skin complexion. And I literally just take it and I create like a C shape from my cheekbone to up here by my brow bone. And I just go back and forth on it. Just like that. So, I am a highlight queen. I love to have highlight. So I'll go back in too, See how it's catching the light? I'll go back in and I'll just dab right on the cheekbone so that when I smile, it's right there. Just a little extra pop of sunshine. So then I just go over here to just back and forth. What else can I talk about? Oh, okay, so this really exciting thing, my friend Gabby told me about it, and I just didn't give it a try yet because I'd have to either buy it at Whole Foods or buy it online, and I just wasn't in the business to put in that effort without knowing if I was going to like it or not. But basically, I stopped drinking coffee a while ago because the acidicness of it was upsetting my stomach. And when I decided to stop drinking coffee, I also decided, let's just go caffeine free too. Why not, you know? So all I've really been drinking for like a warm, hot beverage since then is just a cup of tea, which is not bad at all. I mean, I love tea, but I missed the hearty feeling of coffee. And if you drink coffee, I'm sure you understand what I mean. It is just heartier than tea. So my friend Gabby told me about this company called Teeccino, which is spelled Teeccino, like cappuccino, but just Tee in front. So she told me about it, and it's non-acidic, it's caffeine-free, and it's basically herbal tea, but it tastes and smells like coffee. So I was like, okay, I want to try it, but I'm not sure. Well, the other day, my mom came over to visit with my cat Lil's Bugs, which actually her name is Lily, but I call her Lil's Bugs. And she came to visit with her, and I looked on the dining room table, and she left me a box of Teeccino hazelnut flavor. And I immediately messaged her. I'm like, where did you get your hands on Teeccino? And she had just found it, and she got it for me. And I gave it a try the next morning, and it fulfilled everything. It was that exact hearty feeling I was looking for. It was that smell of the coffee and all of that. I mean, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. So I made myself another cup this morning, and I put a little bit of pumpkin spice coffee creamer into it because that was one of the things I was going to miss about fall. Like, one of my favorite things about fall is having pumpkin spice coffee, and I couldn't have coffee anymore, so I bought like all the pumpkin spice things. I bought pumpkin spice cereal because that's my go-to breakfast thing in the morning, like pumpkin pecan oatmeal. Just tried to get all the pumpkin stuff that I could because I knew I wasn't going to have coffee, but now I can. So if you're also experiencing those issues where coffee gives you stomach problems, or you just want to go caffeine free for whatever reason as well, try Teeccino. You can get it online, or you can go to Whole Foods and get it as well. Okay, so next up, I'm going to take the other highlighter color Strobe, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to go on my brow bone. So just right up here. And I'm just going to take it and just lightly brush it along the edge, just like that. I'm going to go on the other side too. Just like that. And so it just gives a nice highlighting effect. And you can just do a little bit more. I usually take a little bit more and just do it right in the center. Just like that. Nice little highlighting effect. And then I take my pinky finger and I go into the highlighter Strobe and I go right into my inner corner and I just tap it in. Boom. So this brightens up even the most tired of eyes. So you had a long night the night before, or you woke up and you just didn't get enough sleep or something like that, you can just, with your concealer of course, to hide those dark circles, you could just pop some highlight into your inner corner and it just instantly brightens everything. So I love it. Okay, so next up we're gonna do blush. And I got this as a free gift for purchasing something at Ulta. So it's NARS, so it's just like a small little compartment, and it's in the shade Orgasm. It's just a really pretty pink color, and it has like gold flecks in it. I don't know if you can really see it too well, but you can see I'm starting to hit pan on this too. I use it every day, and it just gives a really nice flush to the cheeks. As I'm sure you can guess by the name, that's what inspires the color. So, see, it just gives like a nice flush. You don't want to do too much, especially for me because I'm so pale. If I do too much, then it looks way too drastic. And that's true for any blush, not this blush in particular, just any blush. So, gives a nice little glow. This also has some shimmer in it, but again, it's not overpowering. It's a lot less shimmer than the eyeshadow that I put on my eyes. So it's not too bad there. But it just still gives you an overall nice glow. And then the mascara that I use is by Benefit, and it's called the Roller Lash Mascara. I like it because it has this shape to it, right? So what I do is that curved edge right over here, I use it on my top lashes, and the bottom edge that curves in like this, I use on my bottom lashes because it seems to fit the shape of the eye really well. So this is also in the shade Black. I don't know if they make a brown shade or like a brown black shade. I'm honestly not sure. I always just get black. So I take it up like that. And it's just really nice. I feel like, I'm sorry. I feel like it separates the lashes really well and gives a nice curve. Now, I don't typically use an eyelash curler. I do sometimes, but honestly, depending on your lashes, if you get a mascara that does a really good job at curling the lashes for you, then I feel like you don't need an eyelash curler separately. But I know some people have eyelashes that literally just stick straight out and they have to use an eyelash curler almost all the time. So I get that too. And then I just take it on my bottom lashes. Now this is the part where I usually mess up, to be honest with you. This is the part where I usually get mascara on the skin. So that's okay though. I mean, you know, we're not trying to be perfect out here. There's no such thing. Okay. So there's that. I got this one rogue eyelash on this side that's just like not wanting to stand up. Okay, cool. So we got that. So honestly, we're almost done. There's really just one more step. And then I just sort of take my bangs and re-straighten them across my forehead. So, sorry, my hair's a little bit wet. I usually just let my hair air dry. So then I take this spray that I also got from a FabFitFun box this year. I don't remember if it was spring or summer, but it's just a rose spray, just a facial spray. You can use it to rehydrate your skin. You can use it as a makeup setting spray, and that's basically what I use it for. So yeah, and then it'll dry. But that's it, guys. So that's my everyday makeup look, top to bottom. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry that there was more makeup talk than there was chit chat. I did want to talk about a couple things, but I also wanted to show you guys everything that I use because I know I get a lot of questions about it. So I wanted you to see all of that. But I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and have a happy and healthy tomorrow.